I think we're just going to record this. Awesome. So welcome to our What is Coaching call. My name is Jen. I'm so happy to be here with you along with a few other coaches who are going to share a little bit with you tonight about what this whole coaching thing is. We want to be really mindful of your time tonight. We're really grateful that you joined us. So we're hoping to keep the call to 30 minutes. And this is just an opportunity for you to be a fly on the wall, to hear a bit of our stories, a bit of where we're coming from, answer some frequently asked questions, and hopefully give you a better idea of what this is all about. So as we go through, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. There's a couple coaches on here who will answer your questions for you. So what is coaching? It's a little bit of a funny term because in no way are we, nutrition experts, personal trainers, anything like that. We are more women who are on a journey of taking care of ourselves, feeling better, and linking arms with others along the way. So, I think the most wonderful part of this journey is that the first thing that we do as coaches is we take care of ourselves. And then bringing other people along for the ride, being able to cheer them on, help support them as well as they also, strive for some of the same goals as you do. Um, you know, we're not salespeople either. A lot of people get a little nervous about being a coach because, they don't want to be salesy. We simply are sharing what's worked for us. So if you're on this call, it's probably because you know a little bit about the programs that we use and how it's really impacted us and helped change our lives. And we're simply sharing that with our friends and family because we know how much it's going to impact them for the better as well, the way it's impacted us. There's also a really incredible opportunity here to build a business, and like a really big business. We have different coaches within the Sisterhood who have different goals, and we're fully supportive of everyone's goals and aspirations using this opportunity. So there are some women that have smaller goals that maybe just want to, hold up their own accountability for themselves and help share this gift with some other people. There are people that have bigger goals. Maybe they want to earn a little bit more income to help pay for groceries or pay for some extracurriculars and fun things. And then there's women that really want to make a big business of this. We've got them all here, and we're fully supportive of everyone and their goals and aspirations with this opportunity. But with that, being a coach also means getting to mentor other women as they build businesses and really strive to become the best versions of themselves too. So it's a really incredible opportunity. And we're so happy that you're here to learn about it. So tonight, we've got a few different speakers. We have a coach who's going to speak who's been around for 2.5 years coaching and has really big goals and is making a big thing of this. We've also got two more coaches, one coach who has been coaching for 9 months and another coach who's only been coaching for 3 months. And we're so excited for you to hear their stories and to listen in on how their journeys have rolled out. So with that, I'm going to toss it to Courtney, our first speaker tonight.
Hey guys, thanks so much, Jen. I want to maybe cap that off just by saying, if you are on this call, it's because whoever invited you really saw something in you. This team is really incredible and has grown beyond my wildest dreams. And it's all because good people know good people. So if you are here, it's because somebody sees something great in you and they think that you'd be great at this. But before I started coaching, I like to think of myself as like the anti-coach. I had never worked out a day in my life. I was a heavy smoker. I struggled with drug use pretty much my whole life. I was kind of the party girl. And I just really didn't associate myself with anybody who was into fitness. I didn't know any Beachbody coaches. This was just very far from anywhere touching my life. I started doing these programs after my second baby because I gained 75 pounds with each. And I just really knew that I needed to do something. I think I always kind of looked at women that were like in the best shape of their life after kids. And I was like, like never gonna be me, But I knew that at the time after having kids, I wasn't happy in my heart. Like I was so happy in my life and that wasn't translating in my heart. And that made me really sad because I had these two beautiful kids, an amazing husband, this like life to be so grateful for. But so much of my happiness was tied up in the way I felt about how I looked. And that was like a really pathetic place to be for me. So I knew I had to do something. I started doing these programs with all my sisters. We started this program called 80-Day Obsession. And after 26 days, I took my progress pictures. At the time, I was a stay-at-home mom. I didn't really know what I was going to go back to work. Like, I didn't really have any plans. And I had lost like 15 pounds. And my sister Erin was like, man, you should become a coach. Like, you should do this. And it really was like a split-second decision. I was just like, yeah, I could probably do this. And I just decided to do it. Like, I think in the past, I had always looked at women that were doing network marketing or like selling things online and been like, ooh, like, definitely not for me, but good for you. Like, I liked the idea of it, that you could stay home and earn an income and like, have time freedom and, do all those things, but I wouldn't be willing to do what they were doing in order to achieve it. Right. But when my sister told me like, oh, you should become a coach, I kind of started to think about the reasons that I shouldn't do it. And there weren't any. I signed up under my coach, Kim Fitzpatrick, who is like a really well-known coach in the Beachbody community. And she was doing it really differently. She was super relatable. Like, she just seemed like an incredible woman building a business. And that was the huge shift for me. This wasn't about network marketing. This didn't feel icky. Like, she was impacting my life. She really motivated me to follow through on this program that I wasn't sure I had it in me to do. And so that's kind of why I started. The biggest reason I wanted to start was because I wanted to lose like 100 pounds, and I did do that. But the only reason I did that is because I decided to coach. I always say that the greatest freaking gift of coaching is the personal accountability that it will give to your life. For me, it has had many layers. Smoking has been one of them. That has been something that's plagued me my entire life. And as I have gone through my coaching journey, I'm not saying it was perfect. I'm not saying it's been smoke-free, but it keeps me focused on these types of goals. Like, I can't show up authentically in my coaching journey if I'm not constantly growing and improving the things in my life. So I think that's been like the greatest benefit for me of coaching, has been every time I feel a lull in my business, or like I don't want to show up maybe on social media, it's usually because I'm not being totally authentic about where I'm at in my personal journey. So taking some time to like sit back, reflect, and think like, what can I do to grow myself to show up as a better coach? And that has really just helped me personally, in my own journey, like I said. So I started for the personal accountability. And then it was probably about a year and a half in that I really realized like, okay, this is going to be something big for me. And it really has been. There's over 1,000 coaches on the Sisterhood at this point, and that is something that I'm so proud of. And when you look, maybe you have a lot of other friends that are coaches online, maybe other people that are coaches, but the team that you join really matters. And I don't say that to boast. I say that because I'm proud, and because I see the women that join this team and the business that they're able to build. Being a part of something like beautiful and big, it matters. So a little later in the call, we're going to talk about why that matters and the training and sort of the logistics of what happens when you get started. But yeah, I think that, like Jen said, regardless of how small or how big your goals are, this is a space for you. We are here to meet you where you're at. And I'll tell you that almost every person that starts coaching, they're like, going to see how it goes. Like, maybe, yeah, just going to see how it goes. So if that's what you're thinking, like, welcome to the club. Everybody starts out thinking like that until you find a little success. And it's like, it's incredible to watch women start this, find a little bit of success, and then be like, I think I could do this. And that's the beautiful shift that I love seeing in women join us. So that's a little bit from me. I think I am passing it over to Sarah Patterson.
Hey guys, I am Sarah. I am the mom of 2 busy little boys, and I also teach full-time. I've been coaching. I signed up to coach about a year ago, but I've been actively working the business for about 9 months or so. But before I started coaching, I was a client in the community, and I was kind of sort of doing the workouts. I didn't even know what the nutrition plan was. I definitely wasn't engaging in the community. And it was about 6 weeks into my journey when I was invited to the coaching opportunity. And I thought it was a joke. I was like, are you kidding? Like, there's no way. It was a hard no. Like, it just wasn't in the cards for me. And, you know, I kept telling myself, I don't have time to do something like this, nor do I want to do this. I don't know how to work Instagram, let alone like share, you know, the very beginning of my journey when I don't even feel comfortable in my own skin. And I kept saying, like, who am I to, you know, help and inspire other women to make their health a priority just because like I've kind of been working out for 6 weeks. And the more I thought about it, the more I started to realize that over the course of that 6 weeks, me making these little improvements, I was feeling better. I was feeling better about myself. You know, I had lost a little bit of weight. I was starting to get, you know, a little bit more confidence in my own journey. And all of a sudden I wanted to make this something that was long-term for me. So I knew if that was going to happen, I had to jump into coaching. It was the only way I was going to follow through with this. And it was easily the scariest decision. Like, it made me feel physically ill when I made the decision to do it. But a year later, like, the best decision I've ever made in my life, not only for me and my journey, but my family and our future. And I have 3 main reasons that I'm going to share with you guys today. The first is like the reason why I started, accountability in my own journey. I've lost just over 50 pounds at this point. When I started, I didn't even really think that was possible for me. Like, I just wanted to get back into my work clothes so I didn't have to buy a whole bunch of clothes after I went back to work after mat leave. And I know for a fact that the only reason I had the success is because I'm a coach. Because I cannot tell you how many days I've peeled my ass out of bed to do my workout. Like, today was one of them. This morning was one of those days, because people are looking, people are depending on me to show up. And like, yes, I've lost, but what is probably more important in my journey is what I've gained. And it's like the confidence in myself again. I'm a happier person. I'm a more positive person. I'm a better mom. I'm a better wife. I'm a better friend. I'm a better teacher. Just like everything in my life has changed drastically since I started coaching. The second reason is the impact it's had on my family and my friends and the people in my life who I love the most. Like, my parents have started working out, my sister, my brother-in-law, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, all the teachers at my school. It's pretty cool to see the positive impact that your one decision can have on everybody else around you. And I cannot tell you how rewarding it is to get a message from someone and they're thanking you for helping them change their life in some way. Like, I've had friends who they said it saved their marriage just by them starting to take care of them, or friends who've struggled with anxiety their whole life and they've finally been able to come off the medication. Like, it's absolutely insane the impact that your one decision could have on everybody in your life. The third reason is something that I did not expect out of this, and that's the financial opportunity in this business. I assume that people who had success in this business, like, had some kind of upper hand. Like, I don't know, there was something special about them. I figured they were like the 1 in a million who could make this work. But, you know, a year, you know, like, thinking to today, like a year ago, I remember saying to my husband, because we were strapped for cash. I just finished a mat leave. I had 2 kids going into daycare, and I said, okay, if I do this and I can just make enough money to pay for my products every month, then like, we can do this, right? Like, then it's fine and it's worth it. But like, thinking to today and seeing what goes into my bank account every single week, it feels too good to be true that I'm able to bring this additional income into my home just because I'm taking care of me and I'm helping other people take care of them. And it's allowed us to dream again for our family and things that we can do with our boys and places that we can go. And, you know, this lifestyle that maybe I wouldn't have been able to given my family as a teacher on a set salary. So the fact that you guys are even on this call, you are honestly like miles ahead of where I was when I started. So I just want to encourage every single one of you to think, like, can your own journey benefits from some kind of extra accountability? You know, would it bring you joy to inspire the people in your life that you love the most? And could your household benefit from an additional income or something that is even more than just an additional income for your life? But that's my story. I'm going to pass it off to Erin, who's one of the newer coaches on our team, and she's like absolutely crushing it.
Thank you so much. I had chills too, Courtney, listening to Sarah just now. So hey everyone, I am new. So I wanted to come on and share my experience as somebody who's just kind of gotten in this whole game. I joined Beachbody in April of this year, just after having my second baby. And I gained a lot of weight with him and a lot of weight with my firstborn. And I hadn't done anything to try to shed that. And I was just feeling really, really, really low about myself. And my health was at an all-time low. And then COVID hit. And it was just getting worse. And I was watching all these women online crushing this Beachbody thing. And I just thought like, oh, that's not for me. That's not for me. And one day I finally just took the plunge and I decided to do it. And after completing my first few programs, I lost 20 pounds and I was feeling better than I'd felt in years, not only physically, but mentally. That little bit that you said about anxiety, I've suffered from anxiety my entire life. I had postpartum anxiety with my first so bad. I didn't have any anxiety anymore. I was feeling on top of the world. And people started asking what I was doing. They were saying like, we just noticed you're bubbly Erin again. You just look great. You're happy. What are you doing? And I was spreading this message about Beachbody, and it just kind of dawned on me, why aren't I doing this for a living? Why aren't I inspiring women to become their best selves the way that I'm becoming my best self? So I was not motivated by anything other than the sheer joy of wanting to introduce this to all of the women that I love in my community. I work with women for a living, so it just felt like a really safe, natural progression to introduce them to this program that was quite literally changing my life. So yeah, I signed up to coach and I've learned a ton in only 3 short months. So I'm just going to share with you a couple things that I love about this community. The first thing is when I signed up, I thought that it was going to be like a solo kind of business. You know, we are doing this on our own, but actually you're not at all. These women that are speaking to you tonight have been mentors to me and don't even know me. They check in on me. They encourage me. Strangers are messaging me in my inbox who are coaches in the Sisterhood, asking me how I'm doing, lifting me up. Like I'm getting choked up just even talking about it because it is actually literally a sisterhood. And it's pretty amazing. Women supporting women is like my life's mantra. So to get to do this every day is pretty remarkable. There's someone to answer all of your questions at any given time of day. And I've had a million questions and have never been made to feel silly or stupid. Somebody is always there to support you. So there's this huge crew of people, women cheering you on and in your corner at all given times of the day. So that's been really amazing. The second thing is that I feel excited again in my own life. So I've been in the same job now for a while and I love it. I'm incredibly passionate about the career that I have and what I do, but I've kind of reached the maximum growth potential there. And it's just not really challenging me anymore. It's kind of like a well-oiled machine. And I started doing this and coaching has me feeling excited. I wake up every day and I'm challenged to do my best, to be my best self. And I get to watch all of these other women in the group that I've created doing the exact same thing. So I think now I have about 56 women in my accountability group. And every day we're cheering each other on. We're sharing recipes. We're, rejoicing in each other's highs and sharing tears with each other's lows. Like it is amazing to wake up and feel excited about your day again. You can kind of get caught up in like the mundane 9-to-5 mom life. And this is just that like little extra bit of joy that I really find amazing. And the growth potential is huge. There's really no cap at where you can go. So in my career, I'm kind of sitting at the top right now. Here, the sky is the limit. And that feels really awesome. Tonight, I was chatting with a woman, a friend, and also a challenger right before I came on this call. And I was sharing with her that I was feeling a bit nervous to talk to you guys tonight and just kind of like going through why. And she said to me, it's been a huge journey so far and your story has launched 100 other ships. So knowing that, I know I can't, knowing that I have had an impact on other women's success story, like that alone just keeps me moving throughout the day. And that makes me want to push harder in my own journey and makes me want to be the best I can at this to continue to inspire. So really that fills my cup and just makes me want to be a better human. And then the last, I'm going to be completely honest, guys, is money. I was not motivated by that to get here, but I started making money in my second week as a coach. And I was really surprised by how much, because the stuff I'm doing doesn't really feel like work and I'm getting paid every week. And my husband and I decided that we could comfortably put a down payment on a home that's being built in 2 years from now, because the money that I'm making from Beachbody has become enough to pay the bills and buy the groceries, and everything that I'm making at work can go in the bank and become our down payment on that house 2 years from now. So if you had asked me 6 months ago, if I would ever be here, I would have said like never in a million years. I never even worked out a minute in my life, and certainly was not somebody who ever thought that I'd be into, network marketing or anything like that. But it is honestly it's changing my life in a very big way. And I really can't speak highly enough of the entire experience. So that's just a little bit about me. I'll pass it back to Jen.
Thank you so much, Erin. Honestly, and like I love how you put it, because that's how we are when we have Sarah's going to talk about it a little bit more, but we bring on new coaches every single month, and with that comes the whole support of the community and stuff. So it's so amazing to see when coaches really take advantage of that support and really run with it the way you have, Erin. It's been amazing. Okay, so what we want to do now is answer some frequently asked questions. Again, if any questions pop up as we go through the details, feel free to pop them in the chat as we go. So the first thing people want to know is, how much does it cost to be a coach? So there is a $15 a month US or $19 a month Canadian fee that you pay each month to be a coach. That gives you a 25% discount off all of the products and programs. As well, it gives you access to the back office that organizes and keeps track of all of your customers, all of the information, and it gives you access to Beachbody's customer service. So you guys, we don't take credit cards. We don't process returns or exchanges or lost shipments or any of that stuff. We have an incredible customer service that takes care of all of that stuff for us. And trust me, it is worth the $15 or $19 a month alone in that customer service support. As well, like we said, we're sharing our journey. And so part of that is being proof of the products. So each month as well, we are simply investing in our own products for ourselves. So you're not like stockpiling a bunch of stuff and keeping it in your garage or any of that stuff. You're simply just buying your own products that you yourself are consuming each month. The second question we get is how much you can make in this business. So to put it like specifically, we earn a direct 25% commission off all of our sales. As well, as you start to build and develop a team, you start to earn money in a team bonus way as well. So you do get that direct 25% commission. Like Erin said, a lot of coaches start getting paid within a week or two, depending on what they choose to do and how many people they sign up and add. And then on top of that, as you start to build and develop a team, that's where the real residual income comes in. And that's where you can really make this something big or small. Like I'm a full-time teacher, and same as Sarah, talking about like being a bit strapped for cash and stuff when it comes to all the extras. And I remember when I was able to pay for my daughter's Sparks completely, like for the year, able to put that down simply with what I was making with Beachbody. And so, we have women that are making, like you said, a few $100 a month. Then we have women making a few thousand a month, a week. Like it's totally up to you what you choose to do with this business. But Courtney's going to share a little bit more about how that happens. So I'll share that with Courtney.
Yeah, so I think I'm answering, so I don't want to sell to my friends, and like, no shit, neither does anybody else, right? I think that's most people's hesitation. It's like your social media presence. I'm not an Instagram person. And I just want to let you know that like, neither is anyone that's joined. I had 120 friends on Instagram, and I used to decline people that tried to add me if they weren't like my close friend, because I was private, right? I had never posted a story. I had never done anything on Instagram. So it definitely wasn't my thing. And I definitely didn't want to sell to my friends. But here's how this works. What you do is share your journey. And when you start to show up, showing how these products and programs are changing your life, people will be attracted to what you're doing. Just like what Erin said, she started talking about it naturally with her friends. Like, you lose 20 pounds and your friends are going to say, what are you doing? Right? So it just feels natural if you lean into these programs and products to share with your friends. The social media thing is something that we really address in the training and we help you with. And again, a reason that I pride myself on this team, like, we're ruthlessly honest. I want you to look good. I want you to come across authentic, and I want you to succeed. So when it comes to the training, we help each other with like a coming out post or your initial messages to friends, or, just how to navigate starting this business. I think that you'll never be judged by somebody doing more than you. And that has been powerful for me as I started this. In the beginning, I was really afraid of people's judgment. And I don't think you would have known it if you've been watching me from the beginning, because I just kind of like faked it till I make it. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm doing this, like I'm going all in, like I'm just going to own it, right? Because then that sort of made me feel better inside. But I want you to think about if one of your friends was owning something on social media and was becoming a better person and was loving herself more and was helping people around her, like, would you judge her for doing that? And I hope the answer is no. But you know, sharing yourself on social media is just a product of having an impact on other people's lives. So it's definitely something that we help you with, definitely something we talk a lot about in the training, and definitely everybody's biggest fear. So if that's one of yours, then just know that that's super common. Yeah, how much time? Over to Sarah.
All right, so how much time does it take? And this question's hard to answer because it just depends on what you want out of this business, right? If you want to do this as a hobby, that's very different than if you want to build this into a 6 or a 7-figure business. But I remember when I started, I'm like, I do not have time to add something else onto my plate. And you know, I had to give some things up. Like I don't watch Netflix anymore, right? Like I don't watch TV at night. Instead, I've decided that I want to pour my time into this because it like truly brings me joy and it allows me to plan for my future and build a future. So really it depends on your goals and what you want out of this. But if you have an hour in your day, and I bet if you take a time audit of your day and see how you're actually spending your time, if you have 1 hour, whether it's in a block of time or 20-minute chunks, you can build like a solid foundation for your business. And like, I know even for me, like as a teacher being off in the summer, I can put more time in then than I can right now. So it's not something that has to be set in stone. You just take what you can in your day and you prioritize, you know, what you can when you can. My second question is, how do you get started? And just to add on to what Court said, the number one thing, pick a program, go all in, pick a nutrition plan, go all in, because you need to feel what these programs can do for you. That way you can share them authentically and you don't have to feel like you're selling, right? And then at the beginning of every month, we have a mentorship program. So this is something that you can work at through your own pace. Some people will whiz through it in a day or two. Some people will take their time to go through it for a month or a little bit longer, but it's something that you do at your own pace. And then every week there's check-ins just to go over, you know, what the tasks were for that week and what, you know, what the learning opportunities were for that, answering any questions and stuff like that. But ultimately, you know, yes, we are running our own business, but we do this together. So it's getting into that mentorship, it's getting your feet wet. And honestly, it's just getting started, because this is the type of business where you learn as you go. Like you can't have it all figured out before you start. Like I'm a year in, Jen's like 2 years in, Courtney's 2.5 years in, and like everybody is still learning every single day as you go. So take care of your own journey, and the rest will come, and the whole community of coaches is here to support you with that. But I'll pass it to you, Jen.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So hopefully that helped to give you guys a better idea of what this is all about. You know, like Courtney said at the beginning of this call, if you were invited to this call, you were invited for a reason. And so as we get ready to leave tonight, I want to just kind of empower you with something. You know, this is definitely out of the box, and I'm not going to make you raise your hand. I'm such a teacher, but in your head, you could raise your hand if feels really out of the box for you and maybe slightly uncomfortable and maybe something that you're not quite sure of. But what's so amazing is that we get to choose how we choose to view this. So we can either look at this as something out of the box, something uncomfortable, something that, I don't know, and come up with all the reasons why not. Or we can take a moment right now and ask ourselves, why could we be good at this? What do you have within you that could be good at this? Because I think when we really let ourselves have the opportunity to dream and maybe think beyond what we've usually been thinking of for ourselves and our future, I think that's where the real magic happens. So thank you again so much for joining us tonight. We are so honored that you took this time to spend with us. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to the coach who invited you. And we hope to see you in the Sisterhood. Take care.